Hey, welcome to Ken's Cardboard. Hope you're having a great weekend. I took a day off on Friday and went to hang out with my wife up at Estes Park in the mountains. That was nice. Was just checking out some birds up there. Been really getting into checking out birds these days. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about a collection I've started now that I've completed my 1978 Topps project with my SGC slabs. I am starting a new project. Well, I've started a little bit a while ago, but I finally collected a few cards there that I wanted to share. So I am now working on a 1987 Topps, which is one of my favorite sets of all time. Some great rookies in that year, and it's kind of a throwback to the 1962 set, but the 87 design with the wood grain borders is kind of a classic, and they haven't repeated it since. So they do a lot of like stuff in heritage and archives and whatnot, but or the 35th anniversary in Topps, but specifically I'm collecting the 1987 cards of players that were stars in the 80s. So during the 80s and 90s, you know, there was a lot of great players who never made it to the Hall of Fame because of the steroids era. And I'm collecting the players who I are calling the Hall of Very Good. And definitely Hall of Fame players. So I'm going to get all the Hall of Fame players from the 87 set that are not in the 1978 set. So like starting from 1978 or 79 forward with Hall of Famers, that would be Ozzie Smith and Rickey Henderson and such. And then, you know, some of the Hall of Very Good players that I loved watching during the 80s, kind of my teenage years. So that was a great era of baseball to watch. And some of those players played well into the 90s. Just thought I would start that collection now. But I'm not collecting it in the regular 87 Topps. I'm collecting it in the Tiffany version. So many of you who watch my channel are probably very familiar with you know, Tiffany and the glossy version of those sets, the different white cardstock that's on those, and the printing. So the first time that Tiffany came out, Topps Tiffany, was in 1984. I believe they produced like 10,000 sets. The next couple of years, they only produced like 5,000 sets in 85 and 86, but 87, they went all the way up to 30,000 sets. This is according to Baseball Cardpedia, and that's kind of like what collectors are determining. That's what I read. Nobody knows the exact print runs, but that's kind of what's been put out there. So 1987 was the highest print run of Topps Tiffany. I think it went back down to like 15,000 a couple of the years after that, and maybe even down to 10,000. And the last year that they did it was 1991. They stopped making them, I believe, because of you know, Topps Stadium Club and other higher end products. So let's turn around the camera and check out the cards that I've gotten so far. As you can see in the background, these are a couple cards I've already shown. I think I talked a little bit about this project when I picked up that Mark McGwire. I've had the Bo Jackson for a while and the Tiffany. I'm looking for them in a 9 or higher. For some of you who don't know, here are two different 1988 Topps Bo Jackson cards. You might be able to tell from the front which one's the regular and which one's the Tiffany. But if you like, I don't know if you can tell the shine on it. Can't really. You can see the glossiness on the border a little bit. It's kind of hard to tell in the light, but the stock of the cards. But when you turn them over on the back, you can definitely see the difference between the two. Tiffany's got the nice bright white stock. I don't know why they didn't start making these sooner, but in the regular cards, but they just kept making these crappy cardboard cards that couldn't print on, huge printing errors, and tough to get nines. But here's the glossy with the white back. Pretty cool. That's the difference between the two Tiffany cards. Pretty easy to see. But when you're like buying them on eBay and you look at these, that's really hard to tell. Like, you know, if you're buying a Tiffany card or you're buying a regular Topps. So pay attention to that when you're on the eBay. All right, first up, we have a Hall of Famer that I got here. Rookie year was 1983, and he's no longer with us. He passed away much sooner than he should have. But here is the legend, Tony Gwynn. The Padres is not my favorite image of Gwynn. You can't see his name on his back or his face. You can see his helmet. Not my favorite uniforms either, the dark brown helmets. But still nice Tony Gwynn card there. You can see the bright backs here. And in 1986, 107 runs, 211 hits with a .329 batting average. Nice. Tony Gwynn for the win. Next up, 1982 rookie, all-time great Baltimore Oriole, legend Cal Ripken Jr. Now this one doesn't say Jr. on it, it just says Cal Ripken. Up here we got Jr. on the nameplate, but it just says Cal Ripken this year. Sometimes it says Jr. His father was also Cal Ripken, and his brother Billy Ripken. Look at those stats in 1983. 121 runs, 211 hits, 47 doubles. Legend for sure. Both these guys Hall of Famers through and through, first ballot. If it weren't for this guy's history, he'd be a first ballot Hall of Famer as well. He had a rookie in 1985 or 84 extended series. Excellent pitcher. Played for multiple East Coast teams. This is Roger Clemens. Hate to see look how young his face is in this card. By this time, Clemens was already doing good stuff. At 1986, he had 24 wins. I believe it might have been his first Cy Young Award. I don't have those memorized. But 24-4, 238 strikeouts, and 2.48 ERA. Dang, 254 innings pitched. You don't see that anymore these days. Shoot. There we go, Clemens. Next up, we have another legend. Played for dozens of teams. 1980 rookie. I'm sure you know who this is. This year is his first year. Or I think second year on the Yankees. That would be Ricky Henderson. And the pinstripes. Well, this nice swing on this image. Ricky's blown up the baseball world with stolen bases, leading the league every year since 1980. 100, 56, 130, 108, 66, 80, 87, up to 660 stolen bases already by 1986. Over 1,000 runs already. Oh, not quite 1,000 runs. 862 runs. I was looking at hits. 1,102 hits. But another first ballot Hall of Famer, Ricky, also passed us too early, just last year, I believe. I did see him at the National in Cleveland in 2024. That was kind of cool. And then last on my list, this is not a Hall of Famer, but an amazing pitcher, Cy Young Award, a winner, I think MVP, or not MVP, but Rookie of the Year in 1981. But we got the Dodgers, Fernando Valenzuela. Love this image of him just after he threw the pitch. Fernando Mania was huge. I lived in Southern California, so I did get to see him pitch one time. And that was actually against Doc Gooden, so Mets. That was amazing. Rookie year, 13-7, 180 strikeouts, 25 games started, 2.48 ERA. He had 8 complete game shutouts. 8 shutouts, wow, in his rookie year. With his screwball, couldn't hit that screwball that he had. 180 strikeouts, led the league in 1981. man, he had strikeouts in 1984, 240 strikeouts, and still didn't lead the league that year. But man, 21 wins in 1986. 20 complete games. Dang. Fernando, amazing pitcher. I don't know if he's quite Hall of Fame worthy, but I don't know his complete career stats, but great pitcher. All right, there you go. That's what I picked up so far. I'm going to be picking up other players that aren't Hall of Famers, like, Will Clark and Dwight Gooden and Darryl Strawberry and, other Hall of Famers like Barry Bonds and Barry Larkin and Greg Maddux and, others, Fred McGriff, I think. So there's a lot of players still need to pick up that didn't have cards in the 70s, but plenty of stars from the 80s. So thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you had a great week ahead. Peace.